Let me start off by saying that Ubisoft forward was really conflicting. The trailers for the games looked really great, but let's be real here, it's just cinematics. Not only that, but everything shown wasn't really a new game, quote unquote, it was just updates or new trailers for games we already knew about. And even though it does suck that Far Cry 6 was kind of already spoiled and that was supposed to be the big reveal of this event, I really don't think that would have been enough to save this entire presentation. But you know what, let's just rap about this for a minute and talk about some of the things I liked and didn't like. So first off, Watch Dogs Legion. That is a game I'm actually pretty interested in. After I played Watch Dogs 2, I was really impressed with how they made this world and the characters feel more fun. And Legion seems to take that to a different level and adds more complexity to the gameplay. And I'll tell you this, any game where I can lead an army of grandmas or infiltrate a military base John Wick style, it definitely gets my approval. And not only that, but so far this is the one game from the presentation that really seems to have evolved from what came before and hopefully really improves on what it started out as. Because I'll tell you this, I've never played the first Watch Dogs game, but looking at that game compared to Legion, I am so happy they went in a more rebellious direction with the series. Now Hyperscape looks like a Ready Player One wet dream mixed with a Cyberpunk 2077 orgy, but the only thing is that it's a battle royale. So instantly it became hella irrelevant to me. And I think I really thought the battle royale phase was over, but I guess it ain't done until Ubisoft gets a piece of the pie? Like damn bro, the first time I saw this game it really caught my attention just from an aesthetic point of view. Like if this were more of a standard deathmatch 16 versus 16 or 8 versus 8 type of game, this would be my shit. I cannot see myself seriously getting into another battle royale game. Like no, I just can't do it. Like recently I tried playing a few matches of Warzone with my friends and I mean it was cool for the matches I played, but the whole battle royale thing is just, it's not for me. But next we have Valhalla. And bro, if they don't stop calling these games Assassin's Creed. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Origins, and that was the game that really made it obvious to me that these games are more like a third-person Far Cry than an original Assassin's Creed game. Now that's not to say that it doesn't look dope though, because it really does. It looks really brutal, very violent, and I like that. Like I'm seriously getting some Vinland Saga vibes just looking at how brutal it can be. And invading with a ship full of Vikings and pillaging towns looks hella fun. But then again, these games really lost me over the years. It's something I definitely play for the hell of it, but I never put in the effort to actually finish it. And speaking of games that I would love to play and probably never finish, let's talk about Far Cry 6. I only have 2 words to describe my feelings on this game. Giancarlo Esposito. That's all. This man single-handedly will make me buy this game and have me regretting it shortly after playing it. I've owned and played Far Cry 4, 5, Primal, and Blood Dragon. And to this day, no matter how much I enjoy the gameplay, just running around, shooting stuff, exploring, and unlocking new weapons, I've only completed one of those games. Far Cry Primal was my very first Far Cry game, and it was the only one I could complete all the way up until the end, and I personally loved it. I mean, who wouldn't love riding on a saber-toothed tiger? Like, that is the most badass shit I've ever heard of in my entire life. I love that game. But outside of that, every one of those games just bored me after a few hours. You get put in this same gameplay loop over and over and over again, and it starts to feel less like fun and more like chores after a while. And I know in my heart I'll probably feel the exact same about Far Cry 6, but come on man, it's fucking Gus. It's fucking Gustavo from Breaking Bad. Who would not buy this game? And those are the big highlights of this Ubisoft forward, the things I thought were most interesting or I just wanted to talk about. But I noticed on Twitter a lot of people were upset, and honestly Rayman was trending for a while because people wanted to see something about a Rayman game. So first off, one of the big things that people were upset about, and I was too, is that this really didn't show off anything quote unquote new. Again, Far Cry 6 was supposed to be the big reveal, but I mean it got leaked, everybody knew about it already, everybody knew about the main villain and who that was supposed to be. So I mean, that's kind of leaking a lot of information right there. And yeah, I mean, we've seen Assassin's Creed Valhalla in another presentation. We've seen Watch Dogs Legion, what was it, last E3? And even Hyperscape, which is something that is pretty new, is something that I've seen a lot of and has been in beta within the past month. And on top of that, most of these games are just shooters. A lot of them only appeal to, well, a certain audience. I mean, it's a big audience, but still. There's a bunch of games like Beyond Good and Evil and Rayman. There's a lot of different stuff that people wanted to hear more about. Even that game Skull and Bones that they haven't said anything about for the longest time, people wanted to hear about that. And at the end they did say that there was going to be another Ubisoft forward to show off more games, but what is up with these presentations announcing the next presentation? Like, can you imagine if Nintendo did the same thing? Like, yeah, maybe a Nintendo Direct will announce a Smash Direct coming up, but you know, that's just hyping up an event that's going to happen in the future. We already know what it's going to be and what it is. It's just going to be focused on Smash. But with Pokemon doing the same thing and then teasing another presentation a week later, having a week full of hype just to show off a mobile game, that's kind of annoying. And I can already smell that the same thing could possibly happen here, where people are going to speculate and think that there is a lot of different stuff, a lot of new stuff that will be revealed in the next Ubisoft Forward, but who knows? For all we know, the next Ubisoft Forward is going to just be them talking about Far Cry 6, and I mean, I guess that'd be interesting to hear more about the gameplay, see more about the gameplay, but I mean, do you really need to have a whole presentation for that right now? So yeah, I think it is something to be said about these other games that we haven't heard much about, and even Rayman, like, come on man, let's have Rayman get a revival or something, make an HD remaster or something. And one more thing that was kind of like shady to me, I don't even know if it was like a shady moment or it was just something where I was like, huh, it's kind of weird. But at one point they talked about Assassin's Creed Valhalla and all the systems it was coming to, and at the end I was like, wow, really? Y'all had to say that instead of saying, I mean, it would have been cool if they said something else. But the guy said Xbox Series X, he said PS5, he said Xbox One, he said PS4, and he said Stadia. I don't want to hear that's for sure. And I don't know, maybe I'm just asking for too much, but it did remind me, like, you know, they didn't talk about anything about the Switch. I mean, they don't have to, but I don't know, I just feel like it would be nice to hear something about what they're doing with it instead of just hearing about like the bigger stuff. But who knows, that's something they could talk about in the next one, I don't know. But like, they had this relationship with Nintendo with Mario and Rabbids and Starlink having that Star Fox tie-in. I just feel like, you know, why not show off something else for the Switch and, you know, have another game come out for it? I mean, that'd be pretty cool, right? But anyways, this video is long enough. I have said enough about this presentation. I've honestly said too much. I said more than I wanted to say. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below, or if you feel so inclined, follow me on Twitter where we can continue the conversation. And that's it for this video, so I'll see you guys in the next one.